Hi friends, good evening. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director, Shankarana Study Circle. Today in this particular video, we will discuss one important topic related to Indian economy from Chapter 2, Resource Mobilization in Indian Economy. This particular chapter, it contains a topic known by the name Foreign Institutional Investment and Foreign Direct Investment. So on these two topics, I made 3 questions with answers. And first I will take up the question on foreign direct investment. So what are the merits and demerits of attracting foreign direct investment in countries like India? So in other words, what is the role played by foreign direct investment in developing countries like India in the post-liberalization era since 1990? So in other words, why India shall attract foreign direct investment and what are the advantages of that? And what are the concerns of attracting foreign direct investment and how they have to be dealt with. In the beginning, we will try to discuss we will try to define the term foreign direct investment. See, foreign direct investment is investment made by non-resident entities. So, foreign direct investment is investment made by the non-resident entities like multinational corporations to carry out business operations in India with management of investment. That means they come to India, they invest in India, they produce goods and services, they employ people and they also market their products. That is the definition of foreign direct investment. So it is an investment made by non-resident entities like multinational corporations to carry out business operations in India, and these business operations include investment, production of goods or services, employing people and marketing their products. Then if you see, since 1991 India has followed an extremely cautious approach before 1991 and after 1991, because before 1991 the policy of India was self-reliance. It was more on self-reliance and it didn't focus much on attracting the foreign capital. The reason is sometimes history can teach you wrong lessons. So English East India Company, which came to India for the purpose of trade, became a territorial power and we were subjugated and we became a colony of Britain. So as soon as India got independence on 15th August 1947, Nehru felt that a foreign capital may undermine the sovereignty of India. So instead of depending on the foreign capital, thereby allowing the foreign countries to intervene in the political affairs of India, he felt more on self-reliance of India. And 5 decades later, this policy was felt to be wrong, and that's why I say sometimes history can teach you wrong lessons. Which means, instead of going in for liberalization, privatization and globalization, that is giving a greater role to the private sector, we have kept our economy closed till 1990. That bred inefficiency, lack of choice, poor quality of goods and services, relative stagnation in the Indian economy. But we did that because we are scared of foreign capital then. But whatever, before 1991, India was a very bit conservative with respect to economic policy, but post 1991, we realized the problem of continuing with that, and so we started liberalizing Indian economy. So in 1991, India has liberalized its foreign policy and taken a series of measures to attract foreign direct investment. And there are a number of advantages by attracting foreign direct investment, which we will see in course of time. As per United Nations report, India is an investment hub. India is a favored destination for foreign direct investment after China and USA for major global companies. Foreign direct investment, as I defined earlier, is an investment directly. It is an investment directly into the production and the services in a country by a company located in another country, either by buying a company or by expanding business in that country. Then what are the advantages which the foreign direct investment will bring along with it? So foreign direct investment, once made in India, it has the ability or the potential to introduce modern technologies. It can transfer knowledge, new knowledge, skill. It can also help in boosting exports from India and also improving the managerial efficiency of the enterprises in India. In other words, it can create competition within India between the public and the private sector, and even within the private sector there will be a lot of competition, and as a result, because of competition, cost will come down, choice will expand, quality of goods and services will improve. And this has happened in India in the last 2.5 decades of economic reform. In addition to this, foreign direct investment also provides the much needed foreign exchange to meet our current account deficit and also the balance of trade, deficit in the balance of trade. Foreign direct investment helps. Foreign direct investment helps to get the needed foreign exchange to help reduce the deficit of balance of trade. So balance of trade in the sense, if our imports are more than the exports, if the value of the imports is much more than the value of mercantile exports, there will be a deficit in the trade account, and that is called a deficit of balance of trade. When foreign enterprises enter into competition with local firms, the later, that is when the foreign enterprises compete with the indigenous industry is compelled to improve the technology, quality and management. And as a result, the consumers will get benefited because the choice of the consumer will get expanded, the cost will come down, the quality will improve. And then foreign direct investment is an important mechanism for channelizing the transfer of capital and technology. So capital and technology from other countries will come to India, and that can really pull up the economic growth in this country. And the multinational corporations consider FDI as an important means to reorganize their production activities across borders in accordance with their corporate strategies and the competitive advantage of host countries. So multinational corporations, what they do is they do the business in such a way that their business operations are located in those countries where the labor costs are very low, where the ease of doing business is much better, and that helps the MNCs in one sense, and also simultaneously it also helps the country where the FDI is going. India does need foreign direct investment because the domestic capital which is available within India is not adequate to push the economic growth to a greater level. FDI is generally known to be the most stable component of capital flows needed to finance the current account deficit. Foreign direct investment also greatly helps in addressing the problems of current account deficit. And remember, unlike the foreign portfolio investment, foreign direct investment stays in India, creates employment, generates wealth, promotes economic growth, and it is much more stable than foreign portfolio investment. And in fact, foreign direct investment can act as an engine for economic growth in this country. The neoliberal reform agenda adopted since 1991 was able to attract foreign direct investment to modernize Indian manufacturing, to link it to the global production chains, thereby raising the exports and finally driving the much needed industrial growth. These are the advantages of foreign direct investment. But in relative terms, when you compare the performance of India with respect to foreign direct investment, when you compare with China, Brazil and Mexico, the share of India in terms of foreign direct investment, it is low, it's very low, it is a cause of concern. And if you see where this foreign direct investment is going in India, much of it is going to the service sector rather than the manufacturing sector. Here the problem is, if more and more foreign direct investment comes in the manufacturing sector, the semi-skilled and unskilled labor who are surplus in agriculture sector can gainfully be employed in the manufacturing sector. But unfortunately, more and more FDI is coming into the service sector, and as a result, the semi-skilled and unskilled cannot get an opportunity to get gainful employment. Only highly skilled people will be able to get jobs in the service sector. That doesn't suit India's labor market scenario. Then FDI in India, as I told earlier, will bring benefits like advancement of knowledge, skills, technology, exports, employment and improvement in the management of the enterprises. But what are the demerits? Multinational corporations may create forex drain from India, foreign exchange drain from India, and Indian companies which were protected for decades will face a stiff competition from foreign companies. It can do good as well as bad. If these Indian companies cannot bear the competition of the foreign companies, they will perish, and that will lose the indigenous base of Indian industry, and that will be a danger. While allowing FDI in different sectors, Government of India should have to take very cautious steps. For example, if there is foreign direct investment in retail, it would expose the retail traders in domestic markets to unfair competition and thereby eventually leading to job losses. That's why policymakers should avoid uncertainties for boosting FDI in India and ultimately to increase GDP, trade, and foreign resource. In other words, this point says there shall be no policy uncertainty, policy paralysis. But in fact, despite all these problems, if you take the retail sector, retailers in India can fight against foreign retailers and can survive in the competition because of the inherent advantages which they enjoy. What are the advantages of retailers in India? They have good customer relations, they provide a credit facility, and they give the products at a low price, and as a result of these advantages they can compete with the foreign players. So these are the merits and demerits of foreign direct investment coming to India. Thank you.